Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Aaron, and I have been playing Brother Benedict.
My name is Jeff, and I have been playing Demetrius Norden.
This is Johnny, and I have been playing Jorus Glave.
And I'm Jeremy, and I've been playing Grayson Digby.
And I'm Jordan, and I have been playing anybody
evil.
else. Yeah, pure evil incarnate, right? So you guys, that is officially the end of season 1, which was, I thought, pretty fun. We've come to the end. There's been a lot that's happened over these past 2 games. We started playing, in January, and it's now July.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
So, but it's been a lot of fun because it's moved really quickly, all things considered.
Yeah.
And I think that I had done some changes to the way that we had run Terra Proximus, which was just one long, this happens and then this happens and then this happens. I thought this one was a little bit better as a serialized story. Like with each session having a beginning, middle, and end. I felt like that worked a lot better in a lot of ways. So I'm glad that came through. But yeah, this has been a fun story, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens next.
Mm-hmm. How many characters did Johnny go through?
Johnny, you need like in Dungeon Crawl Classics when you first start off, you have like a whole stack of character sheets in front of you.
Exactly.
And you just rip them off as you go through. Each one dies.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Johnny's character almost died again.
Almost.
Yeah.
Luckily,
All because you didn't listen to Grayson.
why should he trust Grayson?
Because Grayson is right. Grayson equals right.
Grayson equals right.
I don't know if that math adds up.
No, I don't think it does.
If there wasn't a mirror, I was going to push the automaton out the window.
Well, that would have been another good way to get rid of it.
We were chuckling during that scene when you asked if there was a mirror. Because my initial thought was that you were going to try and just escape and dive through the mirror. And the 3 of us that weren't involved in that scene were just mouthing to each other, what if it's an actual mirror?
Burst into
Slash!
That would have hurt. That would have been painful. It would have been funny.
Yes.
It would have been really funny.
Y'all would have been screwed out if I had been able to pull that mirror down, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have.
Well, actually,
Well, no, because I didn't do anything for that
you
battle.
didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything for that battle.
Yeah, that's been a theme for the whole campaign, Johnny.
Yeah.
At least for Glave.
At least
That's
I
not
play
true.
words.
That's not true.
For the most part. In Grayson's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in all our characters' eyes.
Grayson doesn't realize that when Glave's around, he shoots better, hits harder.
You know, I wonder if we've drawn that conclusion.
No.
I mean,
No, you haven't.
I wouldn't have.
No.
No?
So did you have an individual favorite moment from tonight's session or today's session?
There were lots.
It was an action-packed session.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
We started off with battle.
Yeah, and we had battle pretty much all the way through.
Yeah.
I don't like fairies.
You don't like fairies, but they're nice. They're friendly.
No, they're evil.
So one of the parts that I was like really freaking out about was when Aaron and I's characters were in the dressing room,
Yeah.
and we first saw the mirror, and then you cut away from us. I was freaking out. I was like, does it go into the realm of the Fae or what?
That's what I expected.
I fully expected
I
it to go into
expected
the
that
realm
too.
of the Fae,
Yeah.
but then
Let's
we
not-
went through and it was Densham House, and I was like, what?
See, the backstory behind that was that Densham had spies working for him on the Queen's Guard.
Yes.
Which is easy enough to pick up. But like when they split up, like he didn't go to the warehouse. What he had done was he had gone to the palace and taken the Queen through the mirror. Like he had the spies let him in, and he had taken her originally to the lodge, and then there was an exchange. That was kind of the backstory of what was happening in the events there.
The giant monster is still roaming around in that collapsed building.
Or maybe
We
it
don't
went
know.
back through the mirror.
We don't know anything about what happened there.
We didn't want to know.
No.
That's right.
Yes.
You just want to avoid that.
But speaking of the giant monster, we need to discuss how I learn new spells. I know it cost me 2 character points to learn a new spell.
Right.
Only 2.
That's it?
Well, and you have to have enough D allocated to magic. But yeah, it's 2 points.
Because
2 character points.
I think you can get 2
2 spells per D.
per dice, yeah. So whenever you add dice to your magic, then that gives you the opportunity to increase your spell level. If I'm remembering my magic system correctly.
That is correct. Because I definitely want to learn shape change. Caster transforms into any creature, not specific individuals, gaining its physical attributes. Spells cannot be cast while changed. Target number is increased by 10.
So how do you come back?
You just change back.
You just end the spell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because duration is concentration.
Oh, okay.
So as long as you can concentrate on it, then you're good to go.
So I was thinking I could shape change into that monster.
Right.
That would be cool. But I think that's a discussion for outside of
that's
commentary.
I mean, we flew through hero points and character points like no one's business.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We wanted to not fail.
Benedict got through without spending a single character point and finished with 2 hero points at the very end.
Did Grayson use any character points this time?
No, Grayson did not use character points.
Very nice.
I didn't think so.
But he started with 3
Hero points.
Hero points, spent 3 hero points, was awarded 2 hero points, and spent those 2 hero points. So spent a total of 5 hero points.
I'm enjoying that about this game is that it's you guys are not hoarding character points at this point.
Well,
Well, we're trying to hoard character
we're trying
points.
to,
but
which is why I didn't want Grayson to spend character points here, because I only had 3 after boosting my wit
Yeah.
left, and I was like, ooh, this got to be really dire if I'm going to spend these.
yeah.
That's why I was hunting for those hero points.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's kind of what the motivation is for you to actually hunt for them.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be able to I want to be able to encourage you guys to look for them, so that then you get them and then you spend them. That's kind of how the system is supposed to work.
Yeah.
So, getting you to do that has been a lot of fun.
I don't know. There were so many moments that I was like, ooh, this is a really good moment. As far as for Grayson's character also for Benedict and Demetrius, their first
First response
altercation with the mirror.
First response
was great.
was
Just
destroy it.
shatter the mirror.
Yeah.
If at all
Okay,
possible,
the
break
mirror is now a gateway. We need to get rid of it. And I loved how we each, in a different way, tried to use the mirror for our advantage.
Yeah.
Whether it's close the mirror or send somebody through the mirror.
But what you learned is that the only ones who can actually close the portal are the Fae.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun.
Until I find the right spell.
Yeah. Until you find the right spell, which might actually mean that you write a spell. Like some kind of mirrormancy spell or something like that. I got a lot of fun when I was planning the session going, oh, we can have like Benedict's master pop up in this like kind of magical way, because we've already established that ghosts can appear in mirrors.
Well, when that happened, I fully expected Master Ambrose to pop in for me.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, does anything ethereal happen when Grayson goes through the mirrors? Like, oh.
But then when it didn't, I was like, huh.
I really wanted to make that a spotlight for Benedict because, you know, this is a Riemann priest who's trained him. Mm-hmm. So this guy is seeing how his pupil is going down the wrong path.
And to be honest,
he's going with Grayson, so he's going with the right path.
Well, that's
Grayson equals right.
I don't know. Benedict has seen over the past, multiple times, multiple days we've been running together between murder and cold blood on multiple occasions.
That's all been his character.
Benedict's starting to wonder if...
And Valentine, who's not with us.
Yes.
I mean, how much was my master telling me the truth and trying to correct my ways? And so It's going to be interesting with Benedict over the next.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, because he's kind of come across as the lovable fool,
Right.
and that's not what you intended for the character at all.
No, not at all.
So I think this is kind of a nudge back towards the direction you were originally intending to go,
Yeah.
or wanting to go with the character. So I wanted to especially make that for you. I mean, who knows? Maybe Ambrose will appear to you later on, but you're not following what Ambrose would consider an improper path, except that you've let your work slip on actually making sure clocks get fixed.
I've been a little busy.
I just know I need to boost my ESP.
So that's a
truth detector.
Yeah, that's a good segue into dealing out character points. I know this has been a really busy episode or a set of episodes, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys. I thought I was giving like 4 or 5. No, wait.
That was
Was I
terrifying
giving?
to us.
Was I giving 10?
I think you were giving 10.
Okay, well, then make it 15.
Alright, nice.
So let's go ahead and talk about character progression, role playing, snacks, that kind of stuff.
Character progression. Benedict, because of the scene with his master.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think his character has definitely progressed the most.
Yeah.
That has caused him to think about the group a little bit differently.
Yeah. And I think the only other progression the character made was Jorus, but that was a minor. It was only by happenstance that.
It was only because we were able to see what his character can do
Right.
when he's in a setting where he has
Yeah.
abilities to do anything.
Yeah. So I'd still. I would say Benedict definitely gets it because he advanced more than Jorus did. I think.
I mean, the way I see that Jorus advanced and it wasn't anything of his doing is because Walsham.
That's what I was saying.
was
Like,
killed.
it's by happenstance.
Did we all know that Jorus could do any magic before this?
He did.
I did.
You knew I could do some.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's what magic you had that I knew.
Well, y'all knew I could talk to animals. Y'all saw
Oh,
me.
yeah, I guess
Yeah. Yeah, talking to him.
You knew I had some magic.
Unless they just figured out that you
That
had
you were-
like a really close thing with that bird.
Or you were just nuts?
No, because you saw me talking to my
That's what I was going for. He's just nuts.
But Grayson was focused otherwise and probably wouldn't have noticed that.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah, I don't try to hide the fact that I know magic.
Okay. Okay.
Grayson does.
Yeah.
So best role playing. Let's talk that. I loved Jorus on his own. That actually was a lot of fun.
You drove me nuts with the Queen's Mage, though. I'm like, if he's this senile, he wouldn't still be on the staff.
You also woke him up in the middle of the night.
See, Jorus's role playing, it's kind of
Drives you nuts?
no. It actually doesn't, because we talked about this a little bit. I think in between episodes, that things are not going well for your character in the eyes of Grayson because and this is where I could see, yeah, your role playing was great, but only because it's feeding into Grayson's beliefs.
Yeah.
That anybody who is nobility, which is Grayson in Grayson's eyes, anybody who is ahead of him in class status, he thinks they're most of them are worthless. Like they just don't know how to work, and that's how.
But you do have to admit,
works.
he did admit to you when he was wrong. You were right.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I don't think Grayson knew how to respond to that.
I mean, Grayson
It was
really,
like, of course I was right.
really didn't appreciate it because
Yeah.
it's like, then you should have listened. In his mind, it's like you should have listened to me then
A long
if
time.
I was right,
Yeah.
Right.
rather than blowing me off and doing your own thing.
Yeah, I think I like Jorus's role playing this time. I think it was good. I think it was very character driven. There was some.
I love that. Yeah, it was hard for me because you kept on going places without the rest of the group. It's like, I'm going to go do my own thing. All the rest of the group are like, okay, we'll do exactly what the GM wants.
My character is a master spy, so it's like, how do you plan ahead?
Yeah.
I'd have to say Aaron again
Aaron?
with Benedict because I really like. I don't know if you plan to do it this way, but the altercation towards the end with Jorus, where you stuck to your complication but then kind of pulled back from that.
He got upset and it was like, fine, whatever.
And that part, I mean, considering what happened to Benedict, is that more of him thinking back of what his master told him. It's like,
Right.
maybe these guys are not the guys that I thought they were. So let me stop trying to work
Yeah.
with them and figure out how I'm going to not work against them, but distance myself from what they're doing.
Right.
So that I really like that. So I would have to say Aaron for best role play since
I
he
just know that.
brought those 2 points together.
Aaron had called the queen, insulted the queen while I was there. One of the two of us would be dead.
Well, which is why Grayson, when you Densham said that, realizing that Glave was standing right there, was like, oh, poor choice of words. It's not going to end well for you now, and I'm not going to try and stop it.
No, we'll just let this one happen.
All right, we got the information we needed from him.
So what do you think, Jeff, about role playing?
No, I agree with that. Aaron with Brother Benedict sticking to his guns thing, and then being like, these aren't the kind of people I need to be around ever. At the same time,
Yeah.
but the comment where who said it that he was trying to distance himself from the situation. I think that just as a side note, that Demetrius was trying to distance himself from that too, because he's like, I don't really like killing people, but I'm not gonna stop them.
So you went to
Yeah,
search the
and
other
That's why I
something
went to search
something
the
that
other
was
room.
going through my mind is like, I could have Grayson do this, because Grayson would probably do this, would be to, I was thinking, is just reach up and slap Jorus in the face, and it's like, do we really want to just kill this guy just because he insulted the queen? Or we need to find the more
queen.
important thing, and that was find the realm of the Fae where we need to go to
Right.
save the queen.
Yeah.
You're worried about words when we can actually do something.
Well, I mean, for some people, honor is more important than... I mean, he's essentially, in some ways, playing Worf.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Like I said, from George's perspective, he'd already gotten location of the queen
Yeah.
and the plot
Yeah.
to replace her.
Yeah.
Well, we got the plot to replace her a long time ago. At least we suspected very strongly.
Since we got 2 for
So
Aaron,
it's like-
1 for Johnny.
Yeah. All right, well, Aaron, you get another point then.
Okay.
Now let's talk food. Today we decided to do a bit of a theme for our culinary enjoyment.
Brunch.
And we did a brunch, which was really good. Johnny had frittatas and cherry Danish. Jeff had waffles that we didn't even touch.
Yeah, we didn't get to the
Oh
waffles.
man, I'm sorry about that.
But there's wasabi chips.
Yeah,
The wasabi chips were
Doritos.
pretty good.
I
Yes.
keep eating them.
I think we all do. We're all going back to them.
Except for Jeremy.
I did not go back to him after the incident.
That was
be
so
forever known as the wasabi incident.
Yes.
The wasabi podcast.
Yeah.
And then
If you missed that episode, don't eat wasabi and then
rub your eyes.
Rub your eyes. Does not end well.
and then Aaron brought a scrapple.
Yes.
Which,
Scrapple.
if you don't know what scrapple is, it's a local meat
Delicacy.
product. Yeah,
It is a local delicacy.
Don't Google it, just try it.
It's a breakfast meat.
It's a breakfast meat, and it's delicious. And Rappa is the best brand.
So there you go. Now, if you can find Rappa Scrapple anywhere but like Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, then you're doing yourself a favor. Jeremy he's brought this before, but because he knows it's so darn good. It's a croissant cheesecake, and this time it had blueberries. I think it's had strawberries in the past or cherries.
No, we just had it plain last
okay.
time. And then there was blueberries or blueberry pie filling, depending on which part of it that you took.
So that was really tasty too.
It was so good. Like, it was immediate happiness when it went into your face.
I think everybody just started smiling when I started eating it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm torn between the wasabi chips and the frittata. I don't know, I'm just more in a savory mood this morning.
Yeah.
The frittata was really good,
The
though.
frittata was really good. And it was actually more theme-worthy. I mean, if you really want to go...
Yeah, but theme's not a requirement for the win.
No. So I think I'd be voting for 2 if I could. The frittata and the cheesecake, delicious scrumptiousness.
As good as that frittata was, I'm going with the croissant cheesecake, because, man, that's tasty.
Every time it comes up, it's a crowd pleaser.
And Jeremy didn't like the frittata because he doesn't like asparagus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the cheesecake took it.
Sounds like it.
Now the question is, real blueberries or blueberry pie filling?
Yes.
They both worked. Now, I will speak as the leading expert because I'm pretty sure I ate half that thing myself.
I did the other half. I'm pretty sure.
I personally think the blueberry pie filling was actually better. The blueberries by themselves, they're perfect. But the blueberry pie, I think it's the texture. It blends in really well with the cream cheese, with the cheesecake cream cheese stuff.
Yeah, because the blueberries were softer with that syrup.
Yeah.
And it mixed in with the
cream cheese.
The cream cheese better.
Oh,
but
gooey
the
and
blueberries,
delicious.
fresh blueberries were
Well, I think that wraps it. He wanted. All right. So everybody, look forward to a really changed Dinium. Now it's like got a whole bunch of fire damage. The throne is not currently filled. The chief of spies is dead, and the
Captain of the guard is
captain of the guard was a traitor, and also the cathedral, the seat of the Angelin Church, is now under the control of the Fae. So there has been a lot of changes that happened just in this episode.
Yeah.
So we will be back to the realm of angels and continue on with this really fantastic campaign setting. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a good one. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook and Google+. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.